The key topics for this week's episode is going to be the newly inducted Hall of Famer, Andruw Jones. We'll be taking a look at his rookie cards. Also, we're going to be taking a look at what I consider an eBay fumble, and we're going to be taking a look at Carl Yastrzemski's rookie card. All this and much, much more. You ready? Then let's do it. Well, hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. Please know before we begin that this channel is proudly sponsored by Card Ladder, and it is also sponsored by eBay affiliate programs. I am going to be leaving some affiliate links of some key cards that we're going to be looking at in today's video. So as we talk about these cards and you're interested in purchasing one of these cards, you can check out the affiliate links down below, and I possibly could earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. It's just another way to support the channel. Appreciate your support in every way. I want to start with a little bit what I've put it under the segment Rookie Flashback, because if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on Carlos Beltran's Error rookie card. And so Darren Ravel here posted on X a article written by Ben Burrows. I got to give Ben Burrows a lot of credit. He wrote an article this past week, and it's titled, "This Isn't Me: 7 MLB Error Cards Featuring Photos of the Wrong Player." So I'm featuring this because I found it to be a pretty fun discussion / topic. This would have made a great video, by the way. So I missed my chance there. Ben Burrows beat me to the punch with this article. But love this. Let's take a look at these 7 error cards that feature the wrong player. And it kind of helped. Like, I remember a lot of these things, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that one. But here, again, not the first time this has happened, but this is the one we talked about a couple of weeks ago, because Carlos was leading in votes for Hall of Fame induction, and I did a video highlighting his cards, and I spoke extensively on this error rookie card. So I'm going to move on from that one. I will leave a link at the end of this video. If you're interested in watching this video for this card, I will leave a link at the end of this one, or you can check it out in the playlist called Weekly Rookie Card Report. Also, number 2, we're going to go on to the 1988 Topps L Leiter. He is featured here as no NY on shirt, but it goes a little deeper than that. According to the article here, it says, according to Leiter, he was confused for teammate Steve George by photographers when they mistakenly read the SG written on George's glove as Leiter's number 56 jersey. So there was the mix-up. But funny story here, as Al Leiter was explaining it to the MLB Network in 2021. He reports that a kid came up and said, "Mr. Leiter, Topps just came out with the 88 set, and I have your card. Would you sign it?" "Yeah, of course, kid." He runs over to his table. He comes back, and he plops this in front of me. Immediately, I look, and I'm like, this isn't me. But yeah, this card is surprisingly to me. To date, PSA has graded 184 copies of the card featuring George and 175 copies with the corrected versions of Leiter. In 2023, a 1988 Topps Tiffany PSA 10 variation of the card sold for $449. That's pretty interesting. This one was an aha moment for me. I remember, and those who have been around in the hobby for a while know of this 1987 Donruss opening day Barry Bonds. Key feature about this card is that it is considered Barry Bonds' rookie card year. All right, and humongous mistake here, as this is not Barry Bonds. This is Johnny Ray. To date, PSA has graded 177 examples of the Ray error and more than 3,100 copies of the corrected card, which features Bonds in a white jersey with a bat over his shoulder. So 177 examples is not very many. If you find this card in any grade, this would be a key card to pick up, because this is Donruss ended up catching the mistake and fixing the mistake early on in the print runs. And there aren't many out there. And this is a historic card in the hobby that would fit nicely into any Barry Bonds collection or a rookie card collection. Just a great story. According to Card Ladder, the public record for the error card is $33,000 was paid for a BGS 10 pristine. That is wild. And that was sold by PWCC in 2021. The record for the corrected card featuring Bonds appears to be $2,000 paid for a signed copy on eBay August of 2025. Next up, we're going to look at 2021 Bowman Draft Jackson Merrill. This is Very popular player amongst today's ultra-modern collectors. But according to The Athletic, Merrill received 3,000 cards from Topps to sign for the 2021 Bowman Draft, a prospect product that features players photoshopped into MLB jerseys. Oh, I don't know why they would even allow that, but whatever. The prospect shown on the card ended up being Isaac Fry, a player mistakenly photographed at a travel ball tournament when Merrill was announced as the hitter and listed in the box score. All the stats were right, name is right, everything right, and then the picture wasn't me, Merrill told The Athletic. Despite the error, PSA has graded more than 4,000 examples of Merrill's Bowman draft card, including parallels and variations. According to Card Ladder, the record for any variation of the card is $12,999, paid for this parallel on eBay in 2024. I wasn't even going to attempt to try to pronounce this word. Next up, we are going to take a look at the 2006 Topps Heritage Jerry Snyder Real One autograph. Collectors have long coveted Topps on card Real One autographs, and few are better than Jerry Snyder's from 2006 Topps Heritage. When signing cards for the set, Schneider added "This Isn't Me" inscriptions along his signature. That is just hobby content gold right here, where Jerry Snyder signed the cards that they sent to him, but alongside of that, he left the inscription that said, "This isn't me." Oops, that's pretty good. Snyder's ink from the set sold for as much as $175 on the secondary market, according to Card Ladder, but has fetched $75 or less in recent sales. I would give $75 for that card easily. Next up, 1985 Topps Gary Pettis. Who was around back then, cannot forget Gary Pettis in this 85 Topps card. Gary Pettis was supposed to appear on the card, but it ended up being his younger brother, Lynn Pettis, in the photograph. According to Gary, Lynn would sometimes dress up in a uniform at the ballpark and shag fly balls. Normally harmless, Lynn ended up in the front of the camera and didn't do much to correct the situation. He posed for the picture. I'm sure he had no idea it was going to end up on a baseball card. And then I think sometime during that offseason, a friend of mine said, "Hey, you look really young on your baseball card." I didn't think anything of it. Lo and behold, when I finally saw the baseball card later that year, I couldn't help but laugh and go, "Yeah, I do look pretty young because it's not me. It's my brother." 1988 Donruss rookies, Edgar Martinez. I remember this one well. I actually did an article on Edgar Martinez rookie cards, and I spoke on this card pretty heavily. But this also is not Edgar Martinez, right? Seattle signed Martinez in 1982, but he didn't land on a trading card until 1998, and it wasn't even him. Instead of placing Martinez on the front of the card, Donruss used a photograph of teammate Edwin Nunez, a pitcher entering his 7th season with the team. Wow. PSA has graded more than 600 copies of the card to date. I do own this card, and it's part of my Edgar Martinez rookie card PC. It was really enjoyed Edgar Martinez, watched him play. I loved his humble attitude. So those are the 7 cards that are historically failed photographs of the player featured on the cards. I thought that was pretty cool. Next up, we're going to be doing the segment called Rookie Spotlight, where we are going to be featuring the rookie cards of the most recent Baseball Hall of Famer, Andruw Jones. And here's some key features that I want us to understand about Andruw Jones. All of his rookie cards are featured in 1995, but he debuted on August 15th, 1996. And that's a pretty late call-up, right? And it does not allow him to qualify for the rookie limits. Ironically, the Atlanta Braves entered into the World Series in 1996, where this kid really impacted me right out of the gate. I did not know very much about Andruw Jones until that World Series game. It was game 1 of the 1996 World Series, where Andruw Jones, a rookie player who had been in the league not but 8 weeks at this point, but he hits 2 home runs in game 1 of the World Series. And I about lost it with this kid at that time. I could not believe what my eyes were seeing for such a young player to come in such a big stage and perform in the manner that he had. But we see here also with this little snippet that I took from Baseball Reference, he is a 5-time All-Star, a 10-time Gold Glover, a Silver Slugger Award, and the Major League Player of the Year. And he also exceeded rookie limits during the 1997 season. So if we were going to apply today's standards to yesterday's cards, then 1997 would technically be his rookie year cards because that's the year that he debuted into the league. So that would be officially his. That's where we would have the MLB RC logo. It would be on the 1997 cards, but again, that didn't exist back then, right? So this is all pre 2005, and it was a different animal in 1995. So Bowman brand was the king of the rookie cards, and it was at that point where 1995 was his actual rookie cards. That was not what Beckett Publications says. Oh, you're just following what somebody else said. Who the heck is Jim Beckett? He ain't nobody. Why? No. Listen, that was the standard set by us. We declared the 1995 cards as the rookie cards of Andruw Jones, and it was just recorded by Beckett Publications. This was the norm. It wasn't anything. These were the cards that were chosen. This is how historically it evolved. And that should be honored, right? So moving on, let's take a look at his cards. Ironically, he has nothing prior to 1995. Everything for him starts in 1995. Here we're looking at cards that are either unlicensed, they're either prospect cards out of prospect sets, or they're team issued cards based out of a minor league ballpark per se. What I want us to understand is that cards that were unlicensed, cards that were considered prospect sets, or cards that were created by a specific minor league ball club for a specific game event giveaway, that kind of criteria did not qualify for a true rookie card designation. Now, are they collectible? Absolutely. Are they cool? Absolutely. Are they desired? Absolutely. I'm not taking, but what I'm trying to do is filter through the fluff. And I'm trying to understand, well, which one really is the true rookie card? Which one lined up with the standards of the day? The standards that were created not by Beckett Publications, but by the hobby. So looking at these, the 1995 heroes of the game, this is actually the parallel. I could not find an image of the base card, surprisingly, but these are unlicensed cards. 1995 Best, a very popular minor league prospect brand. He's in the 1995 Best Top 100, card number 50. He's in the 1995 Best of the Best, card number 106. 1995 Best the Franchise, card number F9. I like this franchise foil alongside there. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what's up with ComC, always applying a watermark to all of their images. And the only one I can find was with this watermark. I don't know why they do that. It's so annoying. And it's not like, this is a high valued card or high valued image or something. I just don't understand why they keep doing that. It's so, I don't know. It's so pre 2000s or, it's so 2001. I don't understand why they do that. But next up, also a 1995 Macon Braves. And this is a beautiful card to me. I think this card, I wish I would have shown this blown up a little bit bigger, but this is a really, really nice looking card. One that I may pursue in the months to come if I can find it graded anyways. Next up, we also have the 1995 multi-ad Macon Braves. They features him here winning some awards. SP Top Prospects, card number 15. This is also a prospect heavy product. And that's the problem with a lot of the baseball in the 90s. A lot of it was prospect sets. And we see here card number 15. These are all die cut here, these three. And then a couple of inserts that come out of this product. Also, he's featured in the top 100 and the show insert set. Really nice cards. I like this show card here. But all three of these are out of the same product. Next up, we're looking at some autograph cards, right? He was featured in the SP Top Prospects. He has an official autograph card there. And then the 1995 Best Autograph. Again, this is a prospect product, but he's featured in here as well as official on-card autos. They did a great job with both of these cards. Next up, we are going to be looking at the official true rookie cards designated by the hobby, recorded by Beckett Publications, entered into the PSA set registries, and that is the Bowman's Best product. And the 1995 Bowman, card number 23, has a total pop of 4,107. And when I say total pop, those are cards that were graded by PSA SGC, Beckett, and CGC. You combine all of those together, there's 4,107 cards graded. Really nice card. This is probably my favorite true rookie card of Andruw Jones. I wish they would have used this for the post-war Hall of Fame registry card, but they didn't. They used this next one, the 1995 Bowman's Best. This is the one featured in the Hall of Fame set registry. It has a total pop of 6,028. And kind of a surprise here, but they kind of did kind of the same thing with Vladimir Guerrero. They went with the Bowman's Best. A couple other players that they used as opposed to using the Bowman paper. I don't know why that is. It's is the chrome technology is a little bit more desired, I guess. Not by me. I actually prefer the paper version, but it is what it is. And this is a nice card too. I have no exceptions with this card. I just like the paper version better. But also the 1995 Bowman's Best Refractor. Total pop on this one is only 490. And I wanted to show you a little feature on Card Ladder here. I went to the compare feature and I punched in Andruw Jones. And we're gonna compare a couple of things. Let's look at the refractor. Let's go with the PSA 9. And I want to look at, so what I'm doing is now selecting which ones I want to see. So now I've selected the two. I can come down here and look at the Bowman's Best Refractor rookie of Andruw Jones in a PSA 10 and a PSA 9, and I can take a look at this row and look at the features for each. Last sold on this one is $4,617, and this one here for the PSA 9 sold at $600. So let's click on that and take a look at what we see. This is for a PSA 10. It last sold January 21st. So he was announced as a Hall of Famer on January 20th, and somebody lined up this auction to end the day after, and he got a pretty good price on it at $46.17 was the hammer price. So I wanted to take a look at this down here where it says we're going to look at this one. Oh, maybe let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it all time, because not many of these have sold. We see here in 2011, you could have bought this card for $985. In 2018, you could have bought it for $625. And then a PSA 10 of this bad boy just recently sold for over $4,600. So you can see the progression here of this card. It's more than likely going to come down once the hype dies off. This was in peak of hype, right? So we can, and it's probably going to come down. I don't know. It's hard to say. Probably 25, 30%. It would be my guess. And that's where it will plateau. And I don't know. I understand the PSA 10 thing. I can understand maybe this if it was in a new lighthouse slab as opposed to an old one. A lot of that stuff goes into play when you're talking about cards like this. But let's look at the PSA 9. And last sold on November 3rd, 2025 for $600. And let's take a look at this one. That's a little too much information there. I want to narrow this down to the last year. All right, so the last year, we have on April 6th at $685, on May 12th, $510, and on November 3rd for $600. And this is in a PSA 9. We do have one that popped up on my slabs here for let's just call it $2,000, but there's one up for sale right now on my slabs. We'll see if this card sells, and if it does, at what cost. Very, very interesting. But those are, my friends, the rookie cards, the true rookie cards now of Andruw Jones. Now, what about these? What do I call these? So being that these were all printed in 1995, it's kind of hard for me to call them pre-rookie cards because his rookie card year is 1995. So they, to me, if I were to assign a designation and an attribute to these cards, I would say these are rookie year cards, but it falls under a prospect designation or an attribute. So the designation would be RY for rookie year, and the attribute would be prospect. And so for that, I would then, I don't want to say that they're not rookie cards. They're not to me, but by me saying that, I offend other people, right? Or other people won't agree. And so then this is how come I've assigned a rookie card weight to cards like this. So with that said, being that it's a rookie year prospect card, then I would go ahead and call it a 4 out of 5 star. I would deduct a point from the weight and call it 4 out of 5 stars. And same with these. These I would designate these I would put an attribute as the designation would be RY for rookie year, but the attributes now I would give prospect and an insert, because these are insert cards. These are not part of the base set. This is a separate insert card. So with that said, now that would be 2 points that I would deduct. These would be 3 out of 5 stars as far as a rookie card weight. And then these obviously would get 5 out of 5 stars because they fully comply with rookie card guidelines and standards of that day. And so that's how I look at things. It's part of the system as far as filtering the fluff and properly identifying. It's not what I want it to be, what you want it to be. This is how come we have 6, 7 different kind of opinions out there, and there's no structure, no order. It's all chaotic because everybody wants to do what they want to do when there was an order of organization that was in place for many years. So moving on now to hobby news. I'm going to take a look at this. Is very, very interesting to me. And I know this has been going around, but this is something that I think every content creator should be talking about. This needs to be made a big deal. And we control the narrative on social media as content creators. But this is unacceptable. And this is not cool. Pay attention to this. Even if you've seen it already, listen to it again so that we can understand fully what's actually going on here. Take a listen to this.
All right, you ready to hear another ridiculous eBay story? So check this out. Yvonne Rodriguez, I sold this finest refractor for $40 about 3 weeks ago. Well, the buyer claimed that he received a damaged slab, and he sent me this picture, which I immediately knew was an AI-generated image, which is a new trend with eBay buyers trying to scam sellers by running an image through an AI generator to make it look like it's damaged. Well, that's obviously not a damaged slab. That's an AI generated image. So I tell eBay, look, this is not the case. It's an AI generated image. They immediately side with the buyer and they say, too bad. We sent him a label to send this card back to you. Whatever, right? Well, I just got the package back from the buyer. Check this out. First off, it comes up in a wrapped up Prime, Amazon Prime bubble mailer, and it's from somebody else's mailbox. I'm not going to show you the address, probably because it was stolen. And I open it up with the eBay return label, and this is what I get back. My Yvonne Rodriguez turns into a That's Dancing VHS. So a couple things real quick. Number one, eBay needs to stop citing on an eBay buyer account that just opened a few weeks ago and start siding with sellers who've sold tens of thousands of items over the course of a decade plus. Second, they really need to get a hold of this AI generated image stuff because this is going to get out of hand if they don't fix it right now. And third, if you're going to send me back a movie instead of my card, at least make sure it's a Blu-ray, not a VHS.
All right, I'm gonna zoom up here because this is very, very concerning to me, and this has been the focus of. This isn't the first time that this has happened in the last month. Okay, this is going around, and it's the hobby is getting a hold of this, and we're exposing this thing because this is just absolute nonsense, and we need to somehow get a hold of eBay. Right, and say, hey, eBay, what's going on here? What is up? I'm looking at eBay to come out with some form of statement to reassure the hobby that they don't agree with this, that they are going to do whatever they can to get to the bottom of this, and that they are going to make better efforts at protecting the sellers and not so much always siding with the buyers for every single thing. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some PR from eBay. So then I'm going, well, where's hello, eBay, where you at? And so eBay answered the door, and here's what they had to say. I found this post on X that helps us explain eBay's response to this situation. This was posted on X by RDKL Inc., and it is the most recent important user agreement. I did end up looking at my emails on eBay, and this was indeed in there. It says, we've updated eBay's user agreement, including the agreement to arbitrate any disputes you may have with us. Now, on the same day that Ty issued this video is when this agreement came out. And it says our updated user agreement was posted on January 20th, 2026. For users who agreed to a prior version of our user agreement, this agreement is going to be effective as of February 20th, 2026. So what they're saying is that due to all of this AI stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to change our user agreement to where now you can't take us to court and you can't put in an arbitration claim if you get stung by this situation. So we're going to remove that because we don't want responsibility on that. And we've updated our user agreement, and in 30 days is when it goes into effect. That's when this new agreement goes into effect. So let's continue reading. In this update, eBay is updating its anti-scraping prohibition to clarify that it specifically also includes bots used for AI or LLMs, which is large language modules. eBay is also updating the agreement to arbitrate in the updated user agreement. We clarify, and this, I'm reading the points now. We clarify that the scope of this class action waiver, we clarify the process for opting out of the agreement to arbitrate. We updated the physical address to which notices for informal dispute resolution, arbitration demands, and notices for opting out of arbitration must be sent. So what they're saying here is we are going to do all of these changes, and we're going to do some clarification on what a class action waiver is. We're going to clarify the process for opting out of the agreement. And we've updated the physical address. We don't even want to deal with it. We're just, if you have an arbitration hearing or thing against us, you send it to this different address and they're going to handle it. Okay. So they're kind of like wiping their hands of this. This following paragraph is very key. I want you to listen to this. We encourage you to read through the updated user agreement. If you do not agree, you may close your eBay account by February 20th, 2026 and stop using our services. Really? That's how you're going to handle this? If you keep your account with eBay, you agree that your continued use of our services constitutes your acceptance of the updated user agreement, including the agreement to arbitrate. Oh, man. Thank you for being a member of our community, the eBay team. Friends, what a public relation mess this is. I just don't understand. I give them credit for responding quickly, right? This was, they started to see this AI situation and they responded quickly. Even though I don't like their response, they did respond. And so the comments for this are pretty interesting. You have some folks here that says arbitration agreements are questionable, but standard for big business. It does not read as they don't care about the consumer and plan to do something sketchy or already doing something sketchy. And John, who is the guy who actually posted this, he responds very wisely. He says, it's not that they are the standard. Think about it. You have given away your right to sue in court every single company on earth that you have any business dealings with at all. That is completely messed up. And he's basically saying, if you take this to court, most lawyers are going to be like, hey, man, you signed the user agreement. There's nothing else I can do. And then other people are saying, yeah, it's not going to stand up in court, so don't even worry about this. Some people are saying, yes, it will stand up in court. You don't know what you're talking about. So that's the kind of thing you have going on here, but very shocking. And it's, I don't know, I kind of looked at it like a, that part in the movie Moneyball where the manager, I forget the name of them, but Billy Bean wanted his assistant to fire or let go of a player, just tell him that they were traded. And his assistant was like, no way, I've never fired anybody before. I don't want to do that. And Billy Bean was like, let's do a test run. Go ahead and do it. And then I'll tell you how you did. So the assistant kind of proceeds to fire somebody, and Billy Bean just stopped him. He says, listen, this is how you got to do it. And he basically just taught him that you just, hey, got to let you go. You've been traded to this team. Here's a number of the people that you need to contact, and they're going to take care of you and take care of the rest. And that's kind of what eBay did here with this updated user agreement. They're basically saying, hey, got to let you go. We're going to do this instead. Here's a new number that you need to contact to resolve any of your future arbitration issues. Just absolutely amazing how they handle this. But it is what it is. You don't like it? Like they said, if you do not agree, you may close your eBay account by February 20th and stop using our services. There, my friend, is the leading quote for 2026. Moving on, we're going to be taking a look at this final segment of what I've called Collector's Eye. And it comes in a form of a question by way of Junk Wax Hero, fabulous YouTube channel. He has 5x the subscribers that I have. So you guys probably know and love him well. If you don't, you should. But I'm going to show you a clip on a question that he had proposed. And I think it was a great topic. I want to talk to you about it here. I am going to show you this video. It's like a 5-minute video, but I'm only going to show you a couple of portions of it so we can move this along. But hold on one second.
Why is Carl Yastrzemski wearing pinstripes on his 1961 Topps card? I'll explain. Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. So Carl Yastrzemski played his entire career in Boston for the Boston Red Sox. And of course, their heated rivalry is with the New York Yankees. And no Boston Red Sox player would ever be caught wearing pinstripes. But Carl Yastrzemski was in his 1961 Topps card. A lot of people might say that 1961 Topps is his rookie card. I'd be interested to get Victor's take on this. Victor, the rookie card specialist. 1960 is traditionally considered Yaz's rookie card. And here's my beautiful autographed copy, which on iappeal.com is, I believe, the #1 Yaz rookie. I don't know how many there are on there, but it's an amazing autographed copy that I have. But he never played in the major leagues in 1960. Didn't play in the major leagues until 1961. And this question comes to me from a viewer of the channel who messaged me through Instagram and asked me, why is Yaz wearing pinstripes on his 1961 Topps card? And I looked and I was like, I had never noticed that before. Pinstripes. So I went to find the answer, and I actually ended up finding a photo of him from 1959 when he was playing for the Class B Carolina League Raleigh Capitals. 1959, he was the MVP and the Rookie of the Year in this Carolina League. He batted .377 as a rookie with a .472 on-base percentage, .579 slugging percentage. He was pretty good. And the Raleigh Capitals that year, 1959, wore what could be considered pinstripes.
So fabulous question here posed by Mike over at Junk Wax Hero. He basically, we had two questions. The first one was one by one of his viewers where he says, hey, why is Carl Yastrzemski in pinstripes in the 1961 Topps card and there's no way he should be in pinstripes? And then, which he answered that question by doing some research there, and he kind of found and gave us a justifiable reason as to why that could possibly be. Makes a lot of sense. But then his second question was a little bit more directed at me at why do I think he was featured in 1960 Topps as opposed to 1961. So a lot of this kind of begins with Carl being signed by the Boston Red Sox in 1958. And this kid just took off. He was doing extremely well in the farm system. And he was just, as Mike had mentioned there in the video, 1959, he won MVP, Rookie of the Year of that AA ball affiliate that he was playing with. And I believe it boils down to two things. And the first one is that the Topps rookie stars, it was actually, I view it as a subset, right? So it was a subset that featured future MLB players that are going to be making their debut. And so I believe it was through like 1959 through like 1962, Topps was using this rookie star subset to kind of feature their rookie players, up and comers. And I think that's what we got to understand, that there was no requirements for like there is today, where a player has to have debut on an MLB team. He has to be on the roster, and all of these guidelines that exist today, that didn't exist in 1960. Also, the rookie card thing wasn't even really a thing until like the mid 70s. So it's like, this is very early, prior to any of this rookie hype that is going on. That just did not exist in 1960. So it was very common practice to feature up and coming rookie players into this subset. And so I believe that's what we're doing here. Not to mention the quality of play that he had done in 1958 and 1959, winning those records that Mike had mentioned, and now 1960, They decided to put him in 1960 because they already knew this guy. They wanted to bring him up in 1960, but they did like a last minute decision to not bring him up. He ended up, and this is another part of the fascinating story of this, is I believe it's part two, or reason number two why I believe this happened, and that is the story of Ted Williams. Ted Williams' final season was in 1960, and it was a remarkable ending to Ted Williams' career. It was like his final at bat on September 28th, 1960, and his final at bat in his final game, he ends up hitting a home run to kind of like put an exclamation point on a fantastic career, right? And this was the last game of the season, last at bat, and that kind of solidified his legend of Ted Williams in the game of baseball. Well, they had decided the following season that they had decided that the following season Carl Yastrzemski was going to fill in the space where Ted Williams had left in left field. And it's not that Carl Yastrzemski was like pound for pound replacing Ted Williams. I don't think that was the narrative, but it was just more of a seamless transition for him to come in and fill that spot where Ted Williams left open. But I believe it's because of Ted Williams was the reason why he wasn't brought up in 1960. It could be because they wanted to extend some respect to Ted Williams. I think that has a lot to do with it. Plus the actual subset of tops featuring rookie stars. That's all just part of the equation. And I do think it's a fabulous card. But again, if we're gonna take today's standards and apply them to yesterday's cards, then yeah, he debuted in 1961, so the 1961 is the rookie. And I think looking at both of these cards, it's kind of the same image. The 1960 is just like zoomed in, and the 1961 they kind of zoomed out. It's hard to say that one card is better than the other. They're both fantastic cards. And I respect the historical record and how things unfolded, and therefore, for me, anyways, looking at the totality of what was happening, the 1960 is Carl Yastrzemski's true rookie card. 1961, and this is how come in the system that I call these types of cards post rookie theme, and it's because they are like a rookie adjacent, or a rookie a second year card is a early playing days card, or I like to call them significant cards. They're second year, they're post rookie, they have a theme of a rookie and they feel like a rookie, but technically they're not. But they are significant enough that they can be honored and collected as go-to cards. Well, listen, friends, that's going to do it for this episode. Please stick around. On the video to the left-hand side is going to be my Carlos Beltran rookie card video. And I'm also going to leave you the video on your right-hand side. It's going to be the video for Junk's Wax Hero, a short video that he does explaining the Carl Yastrzemski situation of pinstripes. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Remember, my friends, that all of this is being done because not all rookie cards are created equal. Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.